Pleasure meeting a few of you before this event gets started, and I think it's good to see Amrish over there in person, and I hope you guys got a little flavor for what we are doing from there. I'm here to add a lot more flavor and help you guys understand what we are doing and how it is applicable for each of your businesses and how we can help you reach Cloud 9, as we say in this event, from a utilization perspective. I'm Shantanu. I run the India P&L for Linearity, so anything you want from India, anything which is attacked, which addresses you, I'm responsible for it. So please feel free to discuss with me on anything that you need. I'm not sure how many of you have known about Linearity before you came in here. I hope a few of you. Okay, but there's a bunch of you who have not heard about us. So let me tell you a little bit more. We used to be a startup. We've now become a big company, hopefully. We started around 8 years back, almost August 2009. And we started by doing automated calls for an election campaign out of Bihar. From there, we went on to build a super receptionist product, which is a flagship brand, which is used to help SMB to answer all the calls. The theme was never miss a call. So every SMB we had realized used to miss a lot of calls. We built a product which was simple, easy to use, and easy to adopt for SMBs. We also built a bunch of other products which were relevant at that time, which was super fax, etc. But since then, we have grown a lot more. And over the last 8 years, we are now present in over 65 countries where we service customers. We have physical presence in almost 10 countries. We have 15,000 customers across the country, with customers ranging from a mom and pop store to large customers like India Mart, Suleika, Zomato, etc., working globally for us. And even banks and almost every sector present in the market, we are there. And we have everyone ranging from the smallest mom and pop to even the largest enterprise customers there. And what has been amazing that we used to process a few hundred calls a day earlier. Now in 8 years, we've scaled to almost 5 million calls per day, and there are times when we peak at 2 to 3 million calls per hour. So the amount of infrastructure and scale we deal with is now extremely high, and we're kind of the only ones in the market who do this right. As you can see, marketing helped me with this slide. So we have been awarded across more than 75 plus awards. We've been around for a while. We're kind of the poster child for SaaS companies, being the innovators and the creators of the space. But the very cool part for us is we have some great partners in this journey. We have local presence partners who give us support like Contel, but we also have investors like Sequoia, Mayfield, and Delta who are backing us and making sure that we are always present and we have a long-term future, as opposed to there's actually no one else in this space who has been funded by startups. It shows how much promise and how much management bandwidth and how much faith the investors have in us in our space. And this kind of should reassure you. Delta is actually a Dubai-based telecom fund and consulting firm which only makes strategic investments. So they saw us for a year and a half, and they saw tremendous value in the business, in the core and the value it was creating, and the focus on the value it was creating. And we are very lucky to have them on board, and they've really helped us improve our customer experience in other parts of it. So what is Linearity? Linearity is helping businesses like you grow faster with more effective business communication using technology. We sell technology products and services. We help you solve a communication problem, internally, externally, in every factor, in a much, much easier and better way, so that you can grow your business much faster. And why is that important? Because customer experience, like I was speaking to a few of you, customer experience is the most important battlefield in today's market. This is a very leading business consultant who said this. And this is the place where everything is going to be won or lost. In today's world, India has transformed itself. There is nothing more important. Uber, Flipkart, Amazon, all of these have come in and changed the perspective of every common man in the country. And not just these, right? All the large players, the traditional players, even the telcos, they are being able to differentiate themselves in the experience they generate to create a better customer experience. And all of you run businesses here, I'm guessing, right? So is it important for you? Has it become more important in the recent years? Do you feel that this is true, that people have much more focus on customer experience now? Anybody wants to tell a quick 10-second story on what they have seen in the world? So I just want to make sure everybody's awake, so just check in all the time, right? Anybody wants to share a quick 10-second story? Satya, you?
Person, it's getting better and better. So the trust that I have, with someone who is a local vendor now has gone and shifted to who's somebody unknown, but still I can trust him and give the job. For something like 500 rupees, 1,500 rupees, I can still trust somebody from who's coming. So the experience is really playing a major role now.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Brilliant. One bad experience can mess up businesses. Even how small or how big you are, it can happen. So I think this is a simple concept. This is not a big slide, but at the end of it, customer communication is at the heart of customer experience and engagement. If you don't get the communication right, if you miscommunicate, in real estate, if your broker makes bad promises, if your car dealership, if your guys give the wrong prices, if you're a pharmacy, if they give the wrong name of medicines, right? Digital ad, everywhere, right? It is so important to be able to control this because we are all working in a much, much bigger environment. So this is all getting spread out. It's getting out of control. It's no longer people sitting in front of you. It's all over the place. And it's not just the internet. We still, as a country, talk a lot. Smartphone penetration is massive, but it's still not in every hand. If you service in Chennai market or even in the local Tamil Nadu market, you will have a lot of people who will want to converse with you on the phone. Chat has not become the biggest. Social has not become the biggest. Webs have not become the biggest converters of business. As I'm sure you will have realized, even with the online pharmacies, you're still running a traditional business. And that's where calls are coming. That's where everything is happening. Customer experience happens on the phone. So for us, the telephone call, even though we are a multi-channel company, we still feel voice is the single biggest platform still in the country. We are ready for multiple. We have products everywhere. But this is the one place where we feel is the biggest impact in the country still, for each and every one of you. So a few examples of where we've seen things fail. Voice is relevant, 55% of purchase-related conversions, like for digital ad companies or marketing companies, right? If your response time for an online search is within a few minutes, your conversion rates are much higher. I've personally done it recently when I was looking for a caregiver at home. One of the companies got back to me within 15 minutes, the other took 25. You know what, those 10 minutes was too late for them. The 15-minute company, even though it had a smaller brand name, they solved my problem. They actually charged me 100 rupees more and I didn't care, I just took it. So speed of response is critical. And a lot of people want to speak to a real person. They don't want to go through a long automated system. They want it to be quick. They don't want to waste time on it. They don't want to feel this impersonal. And also, most important of all, people are not answering calls. It's not possible. A lot of times someone is taking a break. You can never have enough agents to be able to answer all your calls. Each lost call is a lost business. Either a customer who's angry with you, either a customer who wants information, or a customer who's in the lead. All three of them is lost business. So missing calls is sacrilege. That's what we built. This is what Amrish was talking about earlier, that we started from a certain point. We started making sure that every call gets connected. Every conversation, be it inbound or outbound, runs through a certain platform by which it is trackable, by which it is recordable, so that you can listen to it, you can monitor it, and you can create accountability for it. And that has been the basis, the core basis of our product. Starting with a simple virtual number, where every call which comes in gets routed to a few agents. So if you're a real estate shop, you'll publish a virtual number in the market. The calls will come in, it will go to agent 1, if he's not available, agent 2, agent 3, agent 4. The simplest, most powerful product that we have. I use it in my wife's small business when she sells online. She has a delivery company, she has delivery companies coming in to pick up stuff. If she's busy with the kids or with something else or out of the country, the calls go to her assistant and someone else. So no calls get missed, make sure it delivers, orders are picked up. It happens everywhere. We have the call center product. So folks with large volume calls coming in. What used to happen is calls are coming, but if no agent is free, the call gets dropped. With the call center product, that never happens because all calls go into a queue. Now you can have just 5 agents, but 10 calls come in, those 5 calls will be waiting, like a large company call center, like a HCL or a Tata Sky or someone. But you have that in your SMB shops. You have that in every business in the country can do it. You can also listen into the calls live. You're an owner of a shop, or you're an owner of a sets of shops or a business. All your agents are on the system. You can barge in and listen to what's happening. You can whisper, you can talk to them, you can set in, you can monitor. All of those things happen live with the call center product. The missed call product is one of the coolest products we have. It basically makes it free for the customer to engage with your brand. It's the easiest way to build a brand. It's the easiest way to get databases of customers. It's the easiest way to pass through D&D. I hope no one from Try is here. Yeah. So this is used across the board by brands to build databases, to engage with customers, to do feedback. Click this number for yes, for good, this number for bad. Give me a call on this number and I will call you back when I'm free. This is done in large volume areas. OnePlus, one of the largest brands in the country, used it in the KBC campaign. They got a missed call, people got a call back when the system was free, asking them KBC questions. That was the first round of qualification which was done. It was all done on our platform. We have serviced millions, actually billions of calls through this over the last 2-3 years. One of the most successful products we have in the market. Click to call is a very powerful product, especially in the online and AdWord industry, or anybody who's using large contact centers, or anybody who's using CRMs, etc. It basically enables a customer or end user to directly connect to an agent without having to dial a number. They can just put the number in and they click a button and the calls will go to both the places. We'll show you demos of all of this later. And similarly, virtual numbers are basically the same. So imagine you're Ford. You're putting newspapers across the country, right? You're putting advertisements across the country. Diwali season's coming, right? Or you're a small, or you're a town, let's say a retail store or a real estate company, which is now spending almost a few lakhs a month on advertising. You want to know where you're getting the most bang for your buck. You want to know where you're getting the highest return on your investment when you're putting in the money. Is it on Hindu? Is it on the local newspaper? Is it on the pamphlet? Is it on the bus? Is it on the scooter? Is it right behind your delivery boys or whatever, right? How do you do that? Online it's easy. You have different pages, you can track everything. In the offline world, you do it with Linearity virtual numbers. You put a different number in each place. The calls will still end up going to the same agents, the same contact center or the same call center, but you'll be able to track where it was coming from. People use it for both marketing ROI, people use it for, Zomato uses it. Largest classified companies use our products to track who they're giving a lead. How many of you advertise on Just Dial or any of these other places, Sulekha, etc.? So all your leads are being tracked by our virtual numbers. So when you get a call, that message which comes, please, your call might be recorded for training services, that's our system talking. We have over 1 million numbers in the country running right now, internationally and domestically. So this is one of the biggest, most highest penetration products we have in the market. Almost every major brand across the country uses us for this. And this is just a summary of the different spaces we are. In education, in e-commerce, real estate, ad agencies, any vertical, we have built use cases around it. One of the coolest things we did after building the base telephony layer is we started integrating it with the intelligence systems, which is CRM. Right? Does anybody know of a big CRM company out of Chennai? Was it good? Any others? Here we go. 2 of the biggest in the country, right? There are over a few hundred successful SaaS companies out of Chennai. Do you know that? Chennai is the SaaS hub in the country, which is why I come here a lot. I love this place. I think it's in the air. I come here to learn from this place, right? That's what I'm trying to build. But this is what has enabled us. Zoho and Zendesk and Freshdesk, LeadSquare, these are all very powerful CRMs, very, very powerful intelligence systems. Salesforce, Zendesk, WeTiger, Shoot CRM. This is a list. We are the most integrated, off-the-shelf, in their marketplace product, which is there in the country. We actually have built one of the most robust integration systems. If you have your own home-built CRM or homemade system, it's very easy to use our APIs and integrate with us. Be it call logs, be it anything else. So I'm happy to talk to people who care about it. But this is what is the next layer of intelligence. Why is this important? When you get a call, your agent is sitting in front of one system, let's say Freshdesk. That's his ticketing system, right? Where all the support tickets are raised, where his chats are coming, where his online alerts are coming, everything's coming. In the past, he couldn't get his telephone calls there. Now what happens is, as soon as the call comes in, a Freshdesk pop-up happens. And all the details are right there, filled in, pre-filled in. So the customer experience becomes amazing. Same thing in Zoho, same thing in CRMs and every other place, right? That's what the power is. I think we talked a little bit about it, but look at the results. This is the virtual number example I gave you, like where there was real estate and any other actually marketing area, many channels, many areas to do. But when they use the traditional numbers, where they, they had, each dealer had his own specific number in there, and the bottom layer used to be like 15, 20 numbers, that changed to one number, like a toll-free number. And among other things, the drop-off rates, which is the 60% of those calls used to drop off because of sheer volumes which used to come in at specific hours in the morning when the newspaper came out. That dropped to 15% because of the product. Same thing with education. They used our outbound kind of automated system to reach out to their potential students, to their parents in other parts. And they also used it to basically make sure that they touch base with everyone. SMS is not very effective anymore. Nobody really looks at SMSs. It's useful in a transactional scenario when you're doing OTP, but it's not very useful when you're doing promotional. You can see the first word and you don't read it rest. But what happens with a phone call, especially if it comes from the right kind of a place and it's a transactional call, you pick up the call. So the service element also happens. The marketing element also happens. And this is where we are able to get much higher, like 3 to 4 times higher interaction rates as compared to SMS and other offline modes of doing this. So this is where we have been. We've been connecting calls. I would about to say connecting people, but then I would be Nokia. But we've been connecting calls. We've been helping you make sure that every call you get or you want to make happens. But now the future is coming. Like someone asked me, what do you do with all that data? You've done this for so long. You have millions and millions of calls which are coming. A lot of you have already used our product. And you have these thousands of calls which are coming. And you realize there's inefficiencies in your system. You realize there are efficiencies which can be brought into the system. And you know what else is happening in the world? AI is happening. Who knows what these are? Exactly. Have you used any one of them? Okay. So I've gone crazy about this. I have one of each. My phone has it and everything else has it, and we've been kind of playing around with it. And it's amazing how powerful this has become. Alexa is Amazon's artificial intelligence home automation system. This is Google Home, and this is the Google product. This is basically a speaker with an artificial intelligence kind of a box built on top of it. How many of you guys have Android phones? Have you tried Google Now, which is the swipe up and ask Google a question? I see a few people nodding. How many of you have iPhones? How many of you have used Siri ever? Right? It's effective now, right? It started very bad, but it's become very effective. So that's where the world is going. That's where your homes are going to. So why not your business? That's what we're building. That's what Linearity's next phase, next orbit of business is. We're bringing all these technologies to you to utilize and making your experience, however big or small you are, significantly better. I will give it a second for you to read this. How many of you know what your customer is saying about you? Not a few of them, but all of them, most of them. Anybody? Anybody here? We can help that. Imagine if every day morning you get a report which tells you every call which came in, what were some of the most important words that you have created, which words were used in those calls, or how many calls used those words, or you say, hey, I want to talk about renewal, so you can actually go search for that. We have the power now to read, to listen to every call, transcribe it if needed, but that's lower effectiveness, but more importantly, spot the most important words and the most important usage in there, and create that into actionable reports, usable reports for you. I have started using it in my internal quality checking, and it's amazing. Earlier I used to I had 2 people and I was about to hire 1 more because of the sheer number of calls we were doing. Now I've moved one into some other part of the business because now I can do it half of it myself. The effectiveness of that person has gone up. Because now every call is tagged. They just start listening to them, they just start looking at keywords, going into the specific ones, and we know what's happening. We started doing this to do lead scoring. This is what we're exploring now, where every call has a certain set of keywords. If you're a digital marketing company, imagine if you're able to tell your customer that the lead I'm giving you has touched 3 out of the 5 positive keywords, which is buy, tomorrow, scooter or something like that, and which means the score for that, the heatness level for it, the viability of that lead, or the importance of that lead is different. I get, what, Deepak, how many leads do we get per day? There's no marketing guys. Missing. That's what happens every day. Marketing is always missing. Especially when I need them. But we get a few thousand leads a day. It is so difficult for me to staff up for everyone to answer all those calls. But if I know which ones are the important ones, I can start treating them differently. I can make sure they get instant response. Right? So that's just the beginning of it. The other thing which is coming out from this is a massive amount of automation. We're going to use our speech engine. So all of these Alexa, Siri, Google, they're a combination of listening and speaking. And you know the voice is getting so much better, right? You actually feel him. You don't feel like it's a robot talking to you. You feel it's robotic a little bit, but it's actually understandable. Accent is understandable. It's actually in the local dialects also. So it's much, much easier and much, much more personalized. So even though you're expecting to hear a human, but what you most importantly want is the problem to be solved. And we have seen that 58% of the people don't care about who they speak to. 40% of the people care about talking to a human, but 50% of the people don't care about who they speak to. They care about the problem being solved. And with the automation, all volumes, you're not dependent on having the right amount of staff every time of the day. The simplest things, for example, in delivery companies, what we're doing is track your product, track where your product is. You call, we know which number you're calling for. If it's registered, then we know what orders you did. We just say, hey, are you calling for this order, this order, this order? What do you want to know? Hit an API, they give us the response, we give them the answer. That's the kind of stuff we're doing with this. It's powerful, it's effective, it's helping everyone transform the customer experience and making sure everybody's impatient. How many of you feel you've become more impatient in the last 3-4 years with technology coming in? And I'm gone mad. So that's what the nature is. That's what humans are going towards. So the speed at which we answer the question, no one wants to now wait. Oh, so let me find my Excel file where I'll find blah blah blah. Oh, these are the three. Oh, okay. No, instant, right in front of me. Everyone, give me the best experience. And that's it. That's what we're doing. That's what we're transforming. We started with a vision to do this in the SMB space. We realized actually it's not just for the small business, it's for everyone. And we've now built a company, an organization, and a network of our partners, which is trying to give this personalized, this human, this transformational business growth experience and product to everyone in the country in a very, very personalized and real manner, so that you have someone here to talk to you, so that you have the support of someone local, so that you have someone who understands you and your region and everything. We realize India is a big country. India is not a country where me sitting in Delhi or Gurgaon, when I come to Chennai, when I go to Bangalore, when I go to Mumbai, it's all different. Even the same real estate industry is handled differently. Our support issues are different. People get back, in some parts of the country they get something better, from other parts they have some other issues. That's where we are building a full network of our team, which is going to support everyone, which is going to create experiences for you, the best possible experience for you. Being very selective. We're working with only the best who we have worked with for the last 5-6 years. We've been running this program, like Amrish was saying, we've been running this program for a long time now. So we're cherry picking there and picking the people we trust to build this network, people who know we can deliver this experience to you the way we would like to, sometimes even better than us, because they are here. They can come over and help you. They can talk to you in your agent's language. Not every one of your agents will be comfortable talking to someone sitting in Gurgaon or Bangalore. That is what we are trying to do. That is what this event is all about. It is about giving you a glimpse into what the future is, a glimpse into what the present is in some cases, and more importantly, to introduce you to our partner and our network over here. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it.